Hello everyone. Kingsley here. So I'm here to talk about a phenomenon I've observed, but I've not really looked into it. So this weekend I decided to go and check what's really happening. I've been using Rails for quite a while, quite some time now. I've been using has many belongs to I've been using this method calls in the class definition, which actually helps me create my models and relationship between my models. But I asked the question recently is why is it possible for us to make a method call inside a class definition, even though there's no definition for this method inside this class. It's possible it's inside the let's say in this scenario the application record class. But why is it possible for us to just make this method call inside the class context? I know in other programming language like Java, which I have a little bit of experience, it's not possible. So I don't know why it's possible here in Ruby. So I wanted to dig in deeper to find out why that's possible. So I digged in. I found out. So let me show you with some example what's really happening here. This class definition. Why we are able to make a call in a class, a method call inside a class context, not inside another method, but inside the class itself. So let's see some examples. So say we have a class definition. Let's say here we have class, let's name it students. Once you have a class students, ideally for this scenario, we'll have like a method call here. So you can say, like you can see this AI is already giving me an option which is actually accessor, which is basically the same thing with has many or has belongs to in Rails. But I want to define mine so we understand what's basically going on inside here. So let's take and let's create our own attribute accessor to define some methods. So we can say my attribute accessor, and then we'll define method name. So let's give it first name. Let's do the first name for now. So if I run this code, I will get an error because there is no way I define my attribute accessor. So it's the undefined attribute accessor here. There's no way which it was defined. So here's where the trick comes into play, where this attribute accessor is actually defined. So for all these, even the attribute accessor, it belongs to and has many. For it to work, we need to define the method somewhere. We can define, let's have another class here created. We can define this method here. All these method calls are all class methods. So class method are methods which we define, which belongs to the class itself and not the object instance. So let's have a class here. Let's do class help us. And this. So then we can then define a class method. So we can just do def self. So you help us here, attribute accessor, giving us a name. So you can see this is just the class definition here, which we define here. So for now, let's just allow it. Let's allow it print out something to the console. So let's say put creating my attributes accessor. So meaning we're supposed to see this now once we call that method, once we call the method. So let's call here. Okay, we already defined call the method, but one thing we also need to do, we need to also like this class extend where this method is actually being called. In our case, this is helper class, so we have to extend it here. So we can do first of all to require it. Let's require it here. Require I name the class run as run. Okay, so once I required it, array. So once I require it, I can then extend it here. So I can extend over. So now that's all. I think once I run this code now, it should run successfully. There's an error here. Only find method puts plus. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not puts. Okay, so let me run this again. Let me clear this. Okay, so let me run this. Wow, voila. As you can see here, it's creating my attributes. So basically this is running. So the question you might now ask now is, at what point is this method being called? At what life cycle is this method being called? So this is actually a class method. So what's happening here is, when we are running this code, once the compiler comes here, it runs it runs it sees this class, defines it, also it sees this helper, also loads it into the compiler. And also in this class, we also have this. So all these things is running actually when all these classes have been loaded. Let's assume we have another method here. Let's assume I have an instance method. So let's say instance method name. Instance method. Let's say it just gives out another name. It's my name. So at this point, we can then create an instance of this class. So we can do students plus new students, and then we can then do students. That's okay. So if what you observe now is, let's run this first. You can see this method is being run before this other method, which is called name, is also before it's being run too. So meaning this method here is actually run when this class is actually loaded by the compiler. Once the compiler loads this class, it also runs all these methods. And then when we create an instance here and then call this method, this other method is being called. So all I'm trying to say by this video is, this call in the class method is actually being run when the class is actually being loaded. So that's why when we do actually accessor, we can then give it names to help us create instance variables for our class. So what's happening here is, mostly when the class is being loaded, this attribute accessor actually helps us create method to set an instance variable and also create the instance variable and also a getter to get the instance variable. So this actually ran before. This is actually ran when the class is being loaded. I hope I did a little bit of help to help you understand this call inside the class. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my video. See you another time.